Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I don't know what time of the day it is for you that's watching this video, but I know for me it's still morning. So for everyone that's in the same climate zone that I'm in, good morning. For those that are not, good evening, good afternoon, or whatever the case may be, whatever time it is. I hope that this message blesses you. I'm not going to be all around in this video. I'm going to get straight to my point. But I hope that this message blesses you, and I hope that it finds you at a comforting time of your life. I pray that you are healthy, that you are well, that your spirits are high, and that you're feeling great. No sickness, no stomach ache, no back ache, no headache, no anything. So I just felt like I needed to share a message on today. God was speaking to me this morning, and I just felt the need to express and share some important information to you. I don't know what you're going through in your life right now. I don't know what's troubling you, what's going on that's good in your life right now. But I do pray that right now at this time that you are uplifted, that everything, it's impossible for everything to be going perfect in your life. Everybody's going to have downfalls. They're going to have bad days. They're going to have good days. But if you are going through a troubling time with your significant other, with your friends, with your family, or whatever the case may be, I want to encourage you to just take a moment and to just sit down and just to reflect and give it to God. I'm not going through anything personally, but I know that it's some things that God is telling Andrea that she needs to change. And so by doing that, I have to take some time and, just meditate and to just pray and to just weigh into myself. I'm not perfect by a long shot, but I do know that everything happens for a reason. You may be in a time of your life, if you haven't already experienced it, you may be going through hurt, you may be going through pain, or you may be going through just a rough time with your partner or with your friendship, or, just a personal relationship with your family member. But one thing that you can only do is you can only change you. It's not healthy for you to always look at the next person, always, point out what they're doing and not be able to point out what you're doing. And I can say that because that's something that I personally tell myself. And like I said, I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. But there comes a time in your life where you have to take full accountability and responsibility for everything that you do and everything that you say. And it's not going to be, it can't always be, well, that's how you took it. Or it can't always be, well, I know me and I know I didn't say it like that. Because just because you feel like you didn't say something in a way doesn't necessarily mean that you didn't say it. And so sometimes, not sometimes, all the time, you have to really think about like what you do and what you say, because none of us are at a point in our life where nothing where we don't require change. Like nothing can be changed. Everything is just perfect right where it is. Because God created change for a reason. There's going to be a time in your life where you're going to have to break old habits and you're going to have to break old ways. And there's going to be a time in your life where God is going to put you in a position and in a situation where what you normally do cannot live there. And so that requires change. That requires you to, dig deep inside of yourself. And if we're not willing, if we don't have the willingness in our spirit and in our bodies to do it, then we'll never prosper at what we can prosper. We'll never be able to prosper, with what we can prosper with. Let me correct that. Because, if God is telling you, if God puts you in a position where this requires a little bit more of self-discipline, and you've never really had to use self-discipline, then that's when you have to dig deep into yourself and say, okay, Drea, or I'm going to use myself as an example, but okay, Drea, how can you use self-discipline in this moment? And if you don't have the answer, then you say, okay, God, I've never really had to use self-discipline like this. I've only used it a couple of times in my life, which this, my beginning to end. You knew who I was before I was created in my mother's womb. So long story short, I need help with pulling this self-discipline out. Because I've never really, if I'm being honest, I've never really had to use it as much as I have to use it right now. And that's what we have to do, no matter what it is. If it requires you to change your mind, you have to be able to go to God and say, okay, God, this, I'm in you've put me in a position, which you already know, but I'm in a position where I have to have a new mindset. And if I'm being honest, I've never been able to have the power to really, change my mind. Or change my mindset, change how I look at things. So God, I need help with applying pressure to changing my mindset. I'm not asking you to make things easier for me. I'm just asking you to help me. Give me the tools, give me the vision so I can know, okay, well, I need to do this to change my mindset. And I need to do that to change my mindset. Okay, this got to go in order for me to change my mindset. Because, sometimes you go through, not sometimes, all the time, God knows exactly what he's doing with our life. So everything that we encounter and that we go through is part of a growth experience. It's part of an experience. It's part of a growth experience. Like I said, I'm sorry. It's an experience that we have to encounter for our life to gain the growth behind it. And if I'm being honest right now, I'm going through that. And I'm, I've never been the type to, really I've never really been the type to really do things to a point where it's like I have to really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, I know we always have to think about what we're doing before we do it. But it's like, I'm dealing with someone that's challenging me in ways that I've never been challenged before. And so I was telling God, I'm like, okay, God, if I'm being honest, this is hard for me. Because I've never had to work this hard to really get something out of a person. And I feel like God, that's why I say God does things for a reason, because, sometimes, people have to work harder than what you have to work. Sometimes you have people out here that don't have to work hard at all to gain something out of someone. And then you have people that have to work hard 20,000 times as hard as that next person. That's why I say nothing in life is going to be, you're never going to have something the same. You're never going to gain something the same way the next person has. Because when it all boils down to it, yes, you have the same thing that this person has. Yes, you're married and that person is married, but that person may not have had to go through as much as you had to, or had to work as hard as you had to get this marriage. But that's okay. Don't let you having to work so hard pull you away from what God needs you to experience. Because sometimes we can look at the things that we know we don't like, and it's okay. It's okay, because you know that you don't like a negative person. You know that you don't like a person that always nags. That's fine. I get it. But when God has given you a word and he has told you that I need you to build in this uncomfortableness, then that's going to challenge you. That's going to pull something out of you that has never been pulled out of you. And of course, you can't tell him no. I mean, you can, but if you do, then you won't get the promises that he have for you. And it's going to always be this nagging, this negative energy, this argument, this disagreement, or whatever the case, whatever is going on. But if you can just focus on, as you're going through that, and as that moment come about, if you can just focus on what God told you to build and have tunnel vision on what God told you to build, and just start building in that moment, then I guarantee you the nagging, the negative energy, all of that is going to cease. Because God does not give you a vision, or he does not give you an idea or anything to build that's not going to better you. That's not going to change your now. That's not going to change what you're going through. So I just want to challenge you to just focus on what God is telling you. If God is telling you, God may not be telling you the same thing that he's telling me. But with this message, I just want to tell you to focus on what God is telling you in each and every moment that you encounter with someone or something. It may not necessarily be a significant other. It may be somebody that, that's a friend, or that's a family member. But I dare you and I challenge you to focus on what God is telling you or has been telling you to build. Because like I said in the beginning of this message, in the beginning of this video, God does not put you in positions, and he does not allow you to encounter or go through experiences that does not require your life plan. That he does not feel should be in your life plan that he has for you. Yes, you may have to work hard. But if God is telling you to build, or if he's telling you it's time to go, then listen to him. And that's another thing that I was trying to say, because I know my words wouldn't come out, but I've never really been the type of person to just up and leave a person, whether it's a friendship or a boyfriend of mine. I've never been the type of person to just up and be like, all right, I'm out. I've always been that person that'll stay and that'll keep trying and that'll keep trying and that'll keep fighting, even when God is telling me to walk away. But oh, child, when I finally listened to God, when he was telling me to walk away, oh, glory, glory, glory. Did I have peace? Did I have peace? It's like everything just shifted. Everything was just smoother when I was able to just walk away from that person. So yes, your experiences are going to challenge you to become a different person. Now, in my experience, God wants me to keep being the person that I am, the generous, kind, loving, caring, sympathetic person that I am. But sometimes there comes a point in time where you got to read through it. And you got to know, okay, this ain't the time for you to be correct language. This is not the time for you to be this sympathetic, caring, loving, kind person, because at this point, this person is using all of that to their advantage. They're taking advantage of it. So you've got to know measurements. You got to know when to pour into someone, when not to pour into someone, how much to pour into someone. You got to know when to walk away and when to keep trying. And when God shows you that it's time to walk away, you have to have in your spirit, okay, God, and just pray that God, I don't be wounded when you tell me it's time to walk away. God, don't allow me to be wounded. Don't allow me to be wounded when you change that person's mind to be with me. Don't allow me to be wounded when you change my circumstances and my now to walk away. God, allow me to walk away peacefully. Allow that person to leave my life and I still be at peace. And even if you are wounded, pray about it. Take that time. Don't take that time to go and, I've heard the saying that the only way to get over a man is to get on top of another one. No, ma'am. And no, sir. The only way to get over a woman is to get on top of another one. No, sir. And no, ma'am. It's called prayer. Because sometimes God ends things because he needs you to be alone. And he needs to have you alone. And he needs to dissect you. He needs to do surgery on you. So he's got to put you to sleep so he can take all of this stuff that needs to be out of your body and out of your system and out of your mind and out of your language and out of your tone and out of your heart and out of your soul. So he can replace what needs to be in there. And he going to wake you up and he going to say, now let's go. And what you have to do, you have to get in your mindset, okay, I don't care how long it's going to take. I don't care who walk away. God, I'm fine with it just being me and you. God, I'm okay with it just being me and you. God, I know I need you more than I need anybody. Because it's impossible to find someone that's going to love you as much as God does. It's impossible. Nobody ever on this earth is going to love you more than God loves you. Nobody. I'm here to tell you that right now so you can get that out your head. But God got somebody out there for you. And you just got to be willing to go through the experiences no matter how hard it is. You've got to let him create your life plan and not you. Because when he creates your life plan, yes, it's going to be a turn of events. Yes, you're going to have to work harder than you ever worked before. Yes. But as long as you call on his name and ask him to give you the vision that he sees, God, what do you see in me for you to call me to do this? God, allow me to see what you see so I can get through this. I know you did not pull me to work this hard. I know you did not pull me into this person's life for no reason. I'm not going to lie. It's hard. It's difficult. It's tough. It's rough. I feel like I'm shrinking instead of growing. I feel like I'm losing instead of winning. I feel like the more I walk, the more I fall. So God, I'm not asking you to make it easy for me. I'm asking you to just give me the tools. Give me the vision that you see. God, I'll look straight ahead at you and not pay attention to what I've been paying attention to. Just change my vision, Lord. Just change my vision. God, if I need to close my eyes, I'll close them. Just change it so I can see what you need for me to see. And that's what we have to do. We have to, call on his name. You can call on your mama. You can call on your father. I'm not telling you not to do that. but they can't give you the answers that God can give you, because God created your life plan, and this is what he have planned in your life. Every encounter that you go through, every experience that you go through, you have to ask God, God, I know you know my beginning to end. I know you do. But if I'm being honest, I'm kind of questionable right now. Is this what you want me to go through? You really want me to work this hard? Because I mean, if it is, then I just need a little help. I just need some help. I need to see what you see in me. Because I know you feel like I could do this job. You feel you created me before I was created in my mother's womb. I know I can do this job. But God, I don't know that if I can do this job. Right now, in this moment, I can't do this job. I feel like I can't. So God, I need you to help me help myself, please. I am in desperation. When you get desperate, see, desperation, don't nobody like to talk about desperate moments. Nobody likes to talk about desperate moments. But that's when I feel I am alive, when I am in a desperate moment. Because when I'm in a desperate moment, my vulnerability just pops out. And it's just like, look, I need help. I don't just go to everybody. Now, when you're desperate, you don't just go to any and everybody, because people will feed you, and that don't need to be the food that you need to eat in that moment. So you can't just run to everybody. You got to go to God. Because when you're in your desperate times, when you down to your last dollar, when you down to your last leg of being positive, when you down to your last leg of keeping your spirits up, everybody can't feed you in that moment. Everybody not going to have the right food that you need to have in that moment. Who is going to have that right food for you to have is God. Because see, when we get down to our desperate moments, that's when God is like, I need my child's attention. See, nobody likes to talk about desperate moments, because that's when we're we're needy. We're needy, and we're just like, okay, I need something. I need something. I need something. But I challenge you, when you're down in your desperate moment, I challenge you to think on, what do you truly need right now? Don't let your wants, because your wants are sometimes come in over your needs when you're desperate. But I challenge you to think about, what do I need in this moment the most? What do I need the most in this moment? I've came down to my desperate calling, my desperate feeling. And I need something that's gonna curve and cure this desperation. See, when I get down in my desperation, and I know you're not me and I'm not you, but I'm just telling you my desperate needs. When I get down to my every day every day I'm desperate. I'm desperate to have God every day. Because I know that I cannot function in this world, and I cannot think, and I cannot talk, and I cannot move without him. That's just me, though. And when I tell you that he is the only person that I call on, and then when he tells me who I should call on, that's who I call on next. I don't go off of my feelings and my wants when I get desperate, because that can lead you to destruction. That can lead you to failure. So you got to know who to call on and who not to call on in your desperate times. Don't allow your desperation and your desperate time to call on your wants. Don't allow your desperation and your desperate times to call on what you feel and what you think in that moment. At all times of your life, you need to separate your feelings and your wants and replace that with God's. Because we don't have all the answers for our life, y'all. We may think we do, but we don't. Because when you're living in the identity of God, when you're living truly for Him, and you make a sacrifice and you say, God, your needs, not my needs, your wants, not my wants. I talked about this in my last video, but when you make a sacrifice for that, then you truly get what you need in life. When you depend on Him. And I'm no saint and I'm no Christian. I'm working towards being a Christian. I pray every day that I become a Christian, but I'm not perfect. And I don't claim to be a Christian. I just know that I've been through some toughest times in my life and God pulled me out of it. So that's who I'm counting on at all times. When I'm down, when I'm up, when I'm low, when I'm high. When I'm in good spirits, when I'm in bad spirits, I'm calling on Him at all times because I know that He was there when nobody else was there. He gave me food that I needed that my mama couldn't give me, that my daddy couldn't give me. So why wouldn't I count on His food to curb my hunger, to curb my desperation? I'm not going to dare think about my wants and needs in that moment because that don't matter. He matters. So that's all that I'm telling you. To just focus on what God is telling you in each encounter that you have in your life. Always remember that when life is hard and when life is good, God still chose you to get through that. He chose you to experience that because He knew what He put down in you. So yes, you're going to have to work hard again. Yes, you're going to feel like, okay, I don't feel like I don't feel like I got what it takes. But don't doubt yourself. Go to God and ask Him, God, what do you see in me to choose me for this position? I don't think I got it. You obviously know that I got it. So what do you see? And you wait for His answer. You don't move off of what you feel you don't have. Because if you if you go to Him and you tell Him, God, I feel like I don't have it. God, what do you see in me? And you go off of the time frame, your own time frame, and you allow your feelings and your wants to push you away out of what you're going through because it's too hard and because it's too challenging, that's the worst decision you're going to make for your life. And you're going to miss out on everything that God has for you in that moment. And you're going to walk around stagnant. And you're going to walk around confused. And you're going to walk around hurt because you think that you got it all. God's not going to stop loving you. He's not going to stop walking with you. But at some point, He's going to be quiet. And when He's quiet, that quietness applies pressure. And what I mean by applies pressure, it applies pressure to where you're uncomfortable. Because that thinking that you got it, gonna expire. That thinking that, oh, I got this under control, gonna expire real fast. Because He's gonna apply, His quietness is gonna apply so much pressure to you that you're not going to have no choice but to lean on Him. And then if you still don't lean on to Him, oh, then He going to start stripping everything away. That best friend? No, bruh. That significant other? No, bruh. Everything in your life just going to start shaking. It's going to start shaking. It's not punishment. He just needs your attention. Everything going to start shaking. And you're going to be like, oh, God, dang, that's somebody I never thought would walk away from me. Dang, that's somebody that I never thought I would break up with. God, what's going on? Oh, now I got your full undivided attention, as He say. Now, I need you to follow my lead. I need you to listen to me. I don't need you walking around thinking you got it all. I don't need you walking around thinking that you got all the answers, because you are not me. I got all the answers. I know you. I know you better than you know you. I knew you before you were created in your mother's womb. I have a plan for your life. I'm tired of seeing you struggling. I'm tired of seeing you going through what you don't have to go through. I'm tired of seeing you walking around thinking that you're goody two-shoe. Sit down and let me help you. God is a kind God to a certain extent. He's a gentleman to a certain extent. God not just gonna sit back and watch you keep throwing your life away. He's not gonna keep watching you throw your life away. Eventually, he's gonna come in and he's gonna be like, look, I'm about to strip everything away from her or him. I'm about to strip everything away, and they're not gonna. It's gonna be down to just me. Don't allow yourself to go through that. God doesn't want you to go through that. Everything that God's giving you, he wants you to be fruitful with it and multiply. He wants you to live the best life that you could ever possibly live, but he don't want you to think you have it all together. He don't want you to think that you have all the answers and that you got you this and you got you that. No. God didn't put you on this earth for you to think like that. God didn't put you on this earth for you to move like that. I'm talking to somebody this morning, this evening, this afternoon, or wherever time frame that you're in, time zone that you're in. I'm talking to somebody. And I'm here to tell you that God told me to tell you to lay it all at his feet. He's tired of seeing you throw your life away. He's tired of seeing you walking around stagnant. Lay it all at his feet. Lay yourself down at his feet. He wants to help you. He wants you to live a fruitful life, and you have not been living a fruitful life because you've been thinking that you have all the answers and that you got it all under control, and you don't. Because at the end of the day, when you lay down, you are battling demons. You are not able to get the sleep that you need. You are not able to get this peace that you need. Because you're thinking that you got it all. You know all the answers, and you do not. God is telling me to tell you watching this video, lay yourself and everything that you think you know at his feet. And let him do surgery on you, and let him come into your life, and let him run your life. Because he has a plan for your life. And also, he's telling me to tell you watching this to don't run away. It may be hard. It may be uncomfortable, but it's an uncomfortable advantage. There is victory and glory on the other side of that uncomfortableness, on the other side of that hardness. Fight. Come to him. He's telling me to tell you to go to him. Ask him what you need to do. Ask him what do he see in you so you can see it in you. Take the time to come to him. Make the time. Make the time. He gives you 24 hours in a day. He gives me 24 hours in a day. Make the time. Set aside. He don't care how long it is. He just wants you to take the time. He just wants you to set aside the time. He don't care if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, 35 minutes. That's the thing. God don't care how long you take time out to encounter him, to have intimate time with him. He just wants you to do it. Make the time. If you got time to watch a TikTok video, if you got time to watch Power, if you got time to watch Love and Basketball, Love and Hip Hop, whatever the case may be, you have time to take time to have an intimate moment with God, to have worship with God, to have prayer with God, to have a talk with God, whatever you prefer, make the time. All we have is time. You may be an essential worker. God bless you. I appreciate everything that you're doing. I love you. But you still can make time for God. Don't let that essential worker title detour your mind from saying that you're too busy to make time for God. Because God is not too busy to wake you up in the morning. God is not too busy to give you 24 hours. God is not too busy to choose you to wake up this morning. He wasn't too busy for that. So you shouldn't be too busy to take time to say, God, I thank you. God, I appreciate you. God, I love you. I honor you. I adore you. Whatever the case may be. Make the time. Make the time. I love you. I hope I didn't run some people away with this message. If I did, I pray that you come back. This is a real honest conversation. How y'all say it today? No cap. No capping allowed. This is realness. Make the time. I pray that your life be fruitful. I pray that you receive everything that you need in your life in this moment. I pray that you receive God. I pray that you have an encounter with Him. I pray that your life has victory after victory after victory after victory, glory after glory after glory. I pray that your life get awakened and shaken into what God has in store for you. But I also pray that you make the time to be able to receive the tools, the information that's going to help you become the person that God needs you to be. I pray that you take the time to change your mind about thinking that you have it all, about thinking you have all the answers, because you don't. It's okay to not have the answers. It's okay to not know what to do. It's okay to not feel okay. God is waiting for you to call on His name, and He's going to help you with everything that you need. He's waiting on you to lay that burden at His feet. He's waiting on you to lay that hurt at His feet. He's waiting on you to lay that pain at His feet. He's waiting on you to lay that uncomfortableness at His feet. Because He know that it's troubling you. He know that it's too hard for you to carry, but He can't do it for you. You've got to do it. There's certain things that God is limited to. God is limited to make you speak what you need to say, what He needs you to say. He can't make you speak what He needs you to say. He can only apply pressure and tell you what you need to say. But it's up to you to do it. It's up to you to change. It's up to you to fall in alignment with Him. It's up to you to receive everything that He has for you, and to be able to give Him all of you in return, and give Him obedience, and give Him honor and glory in return. Make the time. I love you. God bless you. And I'm praying for you. Have a blessed day. It's the third day of this month, I think, or fourth day, because today is December 4th. Excuse me. It's the fourth day. I was looking for my calendar, but I forgot I'm on my phone. Sorry. But it's the fourth day in this month. The last month of 2020, y'all. The last month of 2020. Your 2020 may have been full of hell and chaotic. You've been through hell and high waters. Down in the valley, down in the desert, the lowest you've ever been in your life. But you can change that right now. This can still be your year. I don't care what month it is. It can still be your year. God is still giving you a chance to change it by encountering him. He's still giving you a chance to change it by blessing you to see another day. Count on him to help you change it. Count on him to help you do it. Count on him to give you the information that you need. This can still be your year, sis. This can still be your year, bro. It's still yours. You still have the ball in your hands. Why? Because God chose you to see another day. Why? Because God knows what he created down in you. Why? Because God has a plan for you. A plan to prosper you and not to harm you. Be fruitful and multiply. You still got a chance. This can still be your year. This could be the best day of your life if you just take time to figure out, if you just take time to weigh in on God and have him help you figure out what it is that you need to do in your life. Figure it out through God, not through you. You are not God. You don't have all the answers. Make the time for God. And that's all I got to say. God bless you. Until we meet again. Peace out.